You have some wild fans, however. I believe we have a fan that is 8 years old. Where's my happiness? What a moniker. Hello, Joy. I've heard you want to ask Caitlin a question. Good morning to everybody. What do you want to ask Caitlin? Today, I want to know what the most challenging aspect of playing basketball is. None of it is difficult in the end. You're very fortunate to be able to do that. There will undoubtedly be ups and downs and difficult times. But that's a fact of life. Creating time for her fans. Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has encountered crowds wherever she has gone. Despite Caitlin Clark's injury, WNBA All-Star Week is still a great time, just to let you know how it feels. Caitlin Clark within the structure. It's simply the feeling. With Caitlin, you're doing well. She is much more than simply a player that shows up for the game. We are familiar with Caitlin Clark's character. She's everywhere. She didn't play at all. However, the whole WNBA community was taken aback by a little black girl's inquiry to Caitlin Clark. Despite their emphasis, the WNBA has always been a very racially charged activist league. It's the attention to it. They search for wrongs. They searched the stadium for the lone supporter who may have made a racist remark. And Caitlin's reaction was classy as hell. Fans made it plain that she is the main event, even if the league may not like how much influence she has. Caitlin Clark is somewhere behind this absurd throng, creating time for her fans. Caitlin Clark, outside Cambridge. Caitlin Clark is photographing admirers. This makes all the difference. So if you're a huge supporter of Caitlin, leave a 100% in the comments section right now. With Caitlin Clark, the star power that she is, you're killing it. It all began with an innocent, uncomplicated moment. During a live event, 8-year-old My Joy, a black kid, asked Caitlin Clark, "What's the toughest thing to do?" "What about the basketball game? You have some insane fans, I guess." I believe we have a fan that is 8 years old. My Joy is where? What a moniker. Hello, My Joy. I hear you. I want to ask Caitlin a question. Greetings to everybody. What do you want to ask? Caitlin, today I want to know what the most challenging aspect of playing basketball is. Caitlin might have responded with a corny response. Competition, training, and pressure. Instead, she stopped, grinned, and said something that left everyone in the room speechless. None of it is difficult in the end. You're very fortunate to be able to do that. There will undoubtedly be ups and downs in difficult times, but that's a fact of life. None of it is difficult in the end. We are fortunate to be able to accomplish this. It was more than simply an emotional occasion, it was authentic. The change in energy was palpable. This was more than a simple fan inquiry. A generation looked up to someone who at last understood. Furthermore, it's a timeless quality. Really like it when young ladies and even guys wear your shirt, want to be photographed, or get your signature. People yell and applaud whenever I enter the arena, as if they don't give a damn about how many minutes I play or how many points I score. Statistics were not discussed by Caitlin. She didn't focus on herself. She discussed humility, perspective, and thankfulness. These days, you seldom ever hear these things in sports interviews. The little girl received more than a simple response. She received 4 sold-out tickets. All-Star Game, you will get 4 tickets to both the 3-point competition and the skills competition tonight. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You are aware of what will happen next. Additionally, you'll get 4 tickets for the live broadcast of the sold-out All-Star Game. Caitlin Clark's response, sheer happiness, a viral moment, and a reminder that she's not only playing the game, she's changing it. Caitlin Clark has encountered crowds wherever she has gone. Because Caitlin was that youngster in the audience not so long ago. Kids now think they can be more than simply fans because of her. Icons may be among them. Many of the folks wearing your jersey were young ladies. Pop-up meet and greets are what she does. She's a real show, making it harder for her to interact with and respond to each admirer. Caitlin Clark didn't need a scoreboard, a uniform, or even a single play. Despite this, she dominated the whole All-Star weekend while coaching Team Caitlin Clark and assisting Sandy Brundelow. Sandy will get assistance from Caitlin Clark, as well as coaching the basketball squad. She was everywhere as soon as she arrived in Indianapolis. Caitlin Clark is somewhere behind this absurd throng. It's creating time for her fans. Caitlin Clark. Outside Gamebridge, Caitlin Clark is photographing spectators. At the airport was packed. Crowds crowded the sidewalks outside Gamebridge Fieldhouse to get a sight. 10 security officers followed her around the stadium. She is basically invisible without 10 or more security personnel. Not for protection, but because of harassed for it. She wasn't only seated next to the court. I am aware that Caitlin Clark is in my city. She'll be there because, well, I have to be there. She was in charge of Team WNBA, coaching with Sandy Brundelow. Caitlin Clark can participate in a game even when she's not participating. Plenty of exciting things that will go place. Dribbling during shootouts, directing moves, and applauding teammates while hurt. And there were the fan moments after that, creating time for her fans. Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark shows you the atmosphere while signing autographs. Caitlin Clark within the structure. It's simply a feeling. The unexpected award presentations at youth competitions, the selfies, and the signatures. She even joined her admirers on stage for a dance. Not just to the league, not just to the supporters, not just to the public, but to Caitlin Clark. For her home supporters, this was a huge event. In the history of the league, this is the first All-Star game played in Indianapolis. Partied the night before and arrived for media obligations the next morning with the same vigor. Does anybody else do it when nursing a wound? It was best expressed by one reporter. Caitlin Clark is somewhere behind this absurd throng. She will continue to make a significant contribution to this team. I'll give her the coaching hat as much as she wants, She has been very involved on through Heil. She wasn't playing on the sidelines. So we'll also make use of it. In VIP, she didn't conceal. She strolled beside the crowd. A supporter remarked, "There must be two Caitlin Clarks because there's no way one person is doing all this." And it really did feel like way. She made herself accessible for everything from pop-up meet and greets to media engagements. She was a captain. On her home court, she was expected to be the favorite in a three-point battle. The All-Star game was physically altered by them regulations. As a servant of the game, not as a celebrity. There was more to the All-Star weekend than simply basketball. It was like being Caitlin Clark, the most hectic day in the history of hectic days. Caitlin Clark made it her mission to get home after spending the whole previous evening partying. Prepare for the All-Star game by getting up. At All-Star Weekend, Caitlin Clark did more than simply show up. She changed the league's whole vibe. No one else has ever carried a league like she does in the WNBA, either currently or in the past. However, pushback follows that type of impact. Additionally, several WNBA players are no longer cheering. They're not comfy. Let's be honest. Caitlin was the center of attention for the whole weekend. The court was not touched by her. Fans her name yelled. She was followed like Beyoncé by security. She has been actively involved in the celebrations. She has also been quite successful. She will continue to have moments of charisma and charm. Players acknowledged it as well. She was more than a weekend guest. It burst because of her. According to one presenter, this is more than just hype. This is a moment of culture. The league evolved. All-Star rules just to highlight her coaching appearances, captain selections, and three-point competitions. Nevertheless, the criticism began to come in spite of her attempts to remain modest, encouraging, and fan-focused. Despite their emphasis, The WNBA has always been a very racially charged activist league. It's the attention to it. They search for wrongs. They search the stadium for the lone supporter who may have made a racist remark. Online users accuse Caitlin of making political remarks by not selecting certain players in the All-Star draft. She was accused by others of causing division and switching coaches. She never clapped back, despite the fact that those choices were made behind the scenes. She didn't focus on herself. Rather, she continued to autograph jerseys. The thought of what people will say about her in the conversation makes my heart ache. Caitlin does not cause division. She has never been divisive. Continue to coach and smile, and the one instance that really demonstrates her character is when she gave a sincere response to a Black child's query. It was a moment of grace, humility, and lack of agenda. None of it is difficult in the end. You're quite fortunate to get in order to do it. There will undoubtedly be ups and downs in difficult times, but that's a fact of life. It's creating time for her fans. Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has encountered crowds wherever she has gone. No phony slogans, no performance activism, just a genuine response that was important. The media, however, continued to spin it. Critics ignored the fact that she is carrying the league's future, ticket sales, and exposure while expecting her to bear the burden of every social problem. Let's discuss numbers. WNBA rankings are operational. Sales are booming. We're selling out of tickets. Since Caitlin joined the league, that is, and who is attending these games. New viewers, children, families, and those who have never seen basketball. For women in the past, we completely support you. CC, this time Caitlin Clark is really concerned about herself. You know, she always placed everyone before herself because she put the league first. She raises awareness of the game so that the next generation may flourish. Simply a dynamic player who is thrilling to watch. The fans gobble it up. It was due of her, not marketing. It was even said by Sabrina Ionezu. Caitlin is more than simply a player in the game. She is more than simply a sportswoman. She is a face and a movement that is drawing in a new generation and having an uncontrollable personality. And since Caitlin isn't sticking to their plan, that's what worries certain people. Her own is being written. She continues to accomplish what the league is unable to do, even while they argue over every step she makes. Joining force funds, attracting audiences, and creating heartfelt moments that spread online. She's simply signing stuff at random. Chastised Kayla Clark for failing to choose Angel Reese for the All-Star selection. Kayan Clark was also chastised for swapping coaches. Some of the worst members of our fan following, including some of those we acknowledge that some people would continue to send. And other players those horrifying racist insults when we chose her on the All-Star squad. Stardom isn't all of this. This is a real-time cultural change. Additionally, it's evidently she wasn't pursued by the spotlight. It follows her around. Fans adore it, but others may detest it. Despite their emphasis, the WNBA has always been a very racially charged activist league. It's the attention to it. They appear for wrongs. They search the stadium for the lone supporter who may have made a racist remark. She didn't even play a minute. Caitlin Clark dominated the whole WNBA All-Star weekend with only her presence, her speech, and her heart. She didn't even attempt a shot. Caitlin answered a straightforward question from a little child with grace, humility, and perspective. It was a message, not simply a viral moment. Caitlin connects as naysayers speak. She brings people together while others split. CC, you are loved. One individual is in this league that the owners see dollar signs whenever she enters the building or a room. Only one individual is present, and her name is Caitlin Clark. And if some attempt to distort her significance, the reality is unmistakable. The chairs are full because of her. New fans are watching because of her. The game is booming because of her. Therefore, allow it if it causes discomfort to the old guard. Because this is her era, not simply her time. Drop a team of 100% if you think Caitlin is permanently altering the game. Let us know in the comments. Additionally, remember to share this with someone who is still unaware of what true greatness looks like. Whether the WNBA likes it or not, Caitlin Clark isn't leaving, she's just beginning. We'll witness a courtroom.